Hello again, Akko here. Welcome to episode 45 of my Ultimate Feed the Beast Let's Play. Now, episode 45 means there'll be a world download available when this episode goes live. That'll be, this will go live Monday at 12 GMT. And yeah, the world upload will be available as soon as it goes live, so you can come have a look around my base, destroy it, nuke it, set fire to stuff, wee in my underwear drawer, whatever you want. So yeah, that'll be there. There's a couple of things I want to get through this episode. I'm just wandering around my factory quite aimlessly. We're going to do some MFFS stuff. Now, I've made this episode once already. I played it back and it was shit. So I've deleted it all and I'm starting again. But because of that, I've actually already made some of the bits as I was getting my head around it. So I'll be talking you through the making of them, but I'm not going to destroy them and make them again. They're actually all in my mining world at the moment, so we'll get to that in a bit. But I want to cover a couple of things first. Now, first of all, what do I want to cover first of all? Just real quickly, I'm up to a maximum of 11 ultimate solar panels around my master fabricator. So you can't even see the master fabricator now, it's fully enclosed by bits. So there's full 11 round there. So the next thing we can do to upgrade that is I've started to working towards the interdimensional storage units. Now we've got 2 adjustable storage units there, and I made another 6 here. Now if we quickly ignore all this stuff for now, this is just MFFS stuff in my inventory. If we unfilter that, what do we unfilter? Come on, there we go. And let's just have a look at there we go, unfilter by clicking on it, of course you do, full. Interdimensional storage, you need 4 an ender chest and 4 iridium plates for each one of these. Now each one of these can hold one of these can hold 1 billion EU, then every other one you add to it, it shares the same power, but it's interdimensional, so you don't have to connect them with wires. So what I could do is I could have one up against the solar panel there, the master fabricator, and I could have my solar panels clustered around another one over here or whatever, and as I build up the system I can use that shared power source from the solar panels that'll be scattered around to power everything. So that's the plan. The reason why I can't do that this episode, which I was going to do this episode, that's why I've made those guys, is because making those guys I've used all my iridium and all my UU matter. I had about 700 UU matter this morning, so that's going up quite nice. But I've used it all to make them. So next episode we shall be making our first 2 of them. Now 2 of them on their own won't do much. It might even hold me back a little bit because I won't be able to fit as much solar panels around there as there is now. So it may hold me back a little bit at first, but long run it's going to be better. Something else I want to cover is, speaking of upgrading, my system here needs upgrading. I've been putting it off a while, so I've been dragging my feet with it a bit, but we need to upgrade stuff. We need more than 1 electrolyzer, we need more than 2 centrifuges. We need to make sure that when I upgrade these, there's enough power coming down the line to actually supply everything when everything's getting used. So I may have to change where the power's run. But at some point I'm going to rip all this out, extend it quite significantly. I think I'm going to go with 4 electrolyzers and 4 centrifuges, because we're going to start if we want to make a fusion reactor we need beryllium cells, which is a lot of processing of ender pearls, and we're going to need to process a lot of end stone. We're going to start processing redstone and ruby dust to get chrome. So I need to expand this. I've been dragging my feet with it a bit, but I'm going to get on with it. You may notice that this is working quite a bit harder than it was because of our extra capacity. It's not 10 at the minute, but it's 10 every couple of minutes. You'll see it light up pretty soon. There you go. So it's 10 on probably every minute actually, as it's making more scrap. That's using scrap at a pretty good rate now. So we may have to upgrade this either by turning more of these igneous extruders on. So at the minute it's still only running off 4. You'll see there's 64 still in each of these, so it's keeping up. It's keeping up, but I think it's only just keeping up. So pretty soon we might have to turn these next 4 on. And we can also, of course, make another recycler at some point if we need to. But no, I don't think we should never. I don't think we'll ever need to do that actually. We may have to. We can also put 4 more overclock upgrades in there. That'll go a bit quicker. I think 10's the maximum, so that's another option. And other thing I've changed is been on the FTB forums, and there was a guy who was trying to work out how to put in a Lapatron crystal in and out the bottom of a MFSU, because our system here, things can go in from the top or the bottom, come out the sides. If you put into MFSU, things have to go to decharge things. You have to go in and out for the bottom, and to charge things, I think it's either the side or the top. I'm not sure, but I'm trying to work out how to do the in and out for the bottom thing. And I've been trying to help him out, and I was really overthinking it. I've come up with some complicated systems that don't even work, like using 2 of these charger mats. And a guy called Snooder posted in the thread with a really simple solution that proves that sometimes you need to take a step back and look at the easy solution. Now, if you remember, my system here had 2 retrievers. Now, I've used this easy system that Snooder provided in the thread, and it's literally just an ender chest, your storage device. So for the guy it's going to be MFSU, but in this case we're using blue electricity battery and a battery box. And all I've got is literally, well, I don't want to say literally too much, all I've got is one battery, one BT battery that gets passed between the 2 things there using, now I'm using emerald pipes, but you can use it with wooden pipes. If you do it with wooden pipes, you need to have some kind of control on your autarkic gates. I'm going to pop that autarkic gate off a sec. And in there, so all you need in there is put your charged battery in there, just to show to take charged batteries out of the ender chest. And obviously it's the same system at the other end, but opposite. So at the other end, the ender chest has an empty battery on the filter, and then this one has, of course, a full battery on. So no, it doesn't. That's got a full battery on. This one's got an empty battery on. Obviously you can't see them though because the autarkic gate. So when that gets to empty, that allows this emerald pipe to pull it back out, send it back. So that just keeps sending that one battery back and forth between the charging and the discharging. It works excellent. Much more simple than how I had it before. That's not pulling any more power there because the pump's actually turned off. But when the pump starts up again, that'll drain the battery, it'll send it back and forth again. Works excellent and much more simple than how I had it. So I've upgraded both sides. I've upgraded come on, jump properly. There we go. So I've upgraded this side as well, so that's a lot simpler. And in that situation there, to charge the battery goes in the top rather than the bottom of the battery box. So much easier. So sometimes take a step back, look at an easy solution rather than trying to make things overcomplicated. So yeah, that's Snooder was the guy who came up with a simple idea there. Much better. Right, what else do we need to do? I think on top of everything, I don't know why I've got 16 and TNT in there. I noticed it earlier when I was making these. I want to see if that got rid of itself, but it didn't. So for some reason there's some extra TNT in there, not sure why. Right, now I think we're at the point where we can get on with our MFFS stuff. Just to keep you fully up to date with everything else before we start that, I've done no more down here. I've not added any more spawners up here, even though I plan to. If you're watching my other videos, I've been playing quite a bit of that been playing quite a bit of Super Hostile CTM map by a guy called Vex. Never done anything like that before. I'm fumbling my way through it. I ain't got a clue what I'm doing. I've never played that kind of Minecraft. I'm having a lot of fun doing it. And so look at this. We've got wood coming in. Everything's still working there. Okay. We're still producing plenty of platinum, as you can see. Some platinum just coming out the pipe as we stand here. Excellent. That's all working well still. I've not actually looked at that for a day or two, so that's going good. And must have killed some zombies up there. In the range of the golems. This thing's still sending saplings into there, and I've run out of bone meal in that, so I need to change that. I'll be back in a sec. I'm just going to restock this. And I'm back. Sorry about that. Just sorted that out. And I'm still getting the issue that you can't see there with the GUI. We're getting actual birch wood. Ow, tree grew on me. Getting birch wood stuck in the engine there, which uses some of the wood as fuel rather than sending it away. Still don't know. Still haven't worked out what's causing that. To be honest, still not had a good look at it. So that's probably why I haven't worked it out. Right, I think we're good now to progress with the MFFS stuff. I've babbled about enough other stuff. So, right, MFFS, modular force field system. Lets you put big force fields around things. We could put one around the entire base. But what I'm going to do is, our plan is, if you jump down into the basement with me, I'm going to set one up down here. Now, this is a bit hard on the eyes. I think I said that last time. I apologise for that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set a force field up down here, and I'm going to use it to fight withers. So I've got somewhere safe to fight withers without them destroying all my shit. So that's the plan. But just because it's quite hard to look at down here, I'm actually going to initially make it in my mining world where it's nice and bright. You can see what's going on, and I've lost the hole in the roof. There it is. Let me out. Claustrophobic. I've set it up initially in the mining world. I'm going to go in there in a sec. I just wanted to grab something out of here that I've made that we'll need. 36 carbon plates. Now I think I need half a stack of obsidian. Maybe not half a stack, maybe just a little bit. I think I've got everything I need. So what we're going to do is we're going to jump into the mining world here. Now, while I'm in the mining world, I'll just show you how the mining's been going. Let's make this load up by getting down low. So I've done up to now, I've had 4 quarries in this direction, and now my second quarry coming back in that direction. So I've quarried a good bit of space out. Because this is a single plains mining world, there's no lava or anything or water to get in the way. It's just all solid rock full of stuff. So it's definitely worth making a mining world if you want to keep things tidy. So I can just make this bedrock bigger and bigger and bigger as time goes on. I see my quarries plodding along at a steady rate. I think I've only got the Tesseract set to 27, something like that. It's not going really quick, but it's getting me plenty of materials. I've not had to worry about materials for quite some time. So what I've done is I've set up a little system over here, and I'm going to talk you through it. But I'll turn it on, and it puts basic size little containment cube around us, and if I dig under there, the cube will, you see it forms a cube all the way around. So the field doesn't show there where there's things blocking it, but it's actually there still. So as soon as I get rid of that, there you go. So we've got a little containment cube around us. So I'm going to talk you through how I got to this point and how we do it. Well, the first thing I'll look at is this thing here. Now I am going to restrict my NEI a bit so we can see all the modular force field stuff. So look at the stuff here. We've got a few blocks up at the top. We've got capacitor, defense station, extractor, security storage, which is like a safe, projector, security station, and converter. Now, the only things we need to actually get going, we need 3 of these things. We need an extractor for extracting force energy. We need a capacitor for using that force energy to actually power a force field. And we need a projector to project the force field. So those are the 3 blocks we need, and that's the 3 blocks you can see here. I'll talk you through each in turn. And we also need a power source. So there is something I actually wanted to show you back at the base, which I'll try and remember to do. And then if you come further down, ignore all this stuff. This stuff's just always in NAI. Then all the other stuff is all this stuff down here. So we've got, first thing let's look at, we've got a multi-tool. That's what I've got in my inventory here. You can see there that says wrench in brackets and that says switch. I'll show you for why in a minute. A debugger, I've never used that, I'm not sure what it does. And then we've got MFSS blank card. I keep saying it probably wrong. MFFS, it's quite tricky for me to say that. We've got a blank card, I'll show you what we use that for. There's a couple there. And then we've got all these things that are upgrades that go into the various upgrade slots. Then down the bottom of it, we've got our forcisium, energy crystals and such like. And then I don't think we've got anything on the next page. No, that's all forestry and modular power suit stuff there, so getting on that page. So everything in the entire mod is 7 blocks, an ore, a couple of tools, blank card, these upgrades, and then the forcisium related stuff. A lot of YouTubers don't seem to be able to say forcisium very well. I just say forcisium. Forcisium. One less S, come on, looks a bit silly. I've noticed a couple of YouTubers struggle saying it. Don't know why. One of them weird words. So let's first look at this multi-tool. Our multi-tool here is our wrench for FFS. You can use the Omni wrench in certain things, but you do need this for certain things as well. So let's have a quick look at this. Carbon plates, lever, redstone, energy crystal, should look at that in a second, advanced circuit, and a wrench. So the only new thing there, the wrench is just an IC2 wrench, I believe, even though it looks like a pair of pliers with my texture pack. The only new thing I've not seen before is the energy crystal. We're going to need a few of these for various things, because if you look at the blocks, they're going to most of the blocks as well. They're going to some of the blocks, should I say. They're going to 2 of the blocks, yeah, 2. The 2 that we need. So look at that, that's just forcisium around a diamond. And before I forget, forcisium, you've got a couple of ways of getting that. It's always from monazite ore, but depending on how you process that monazite ore, you get a different amount. So if you smelt it, you get 4. Furnace, you get 4. If you pulverise it or macerate it, you get 8. If you industrial grind it, you get 10. But then you get thorium dust, which can be used in nuclear reactors, I believe. But I've just been macerating it. I've been getting 8. So I've got a big stock of this back at the base. I brought 1 stack with me, but I've used a little bit of it. So yeah, our first thing is our tool. So I made the tool. Now, on the tool, this caused me to crash last time I was recording this, but if you shift and right click, the tool will cycle through the various things it does. So there's a wrench, that's a basic, there's a switch, which is quite useful, what I use it for. Field teleporter, which I think will get us in and out of a containment field. Personal ID data link encoder, not really sure what that does yet, and a guide. Now I'm going to risk opening this guide up, but it crashed me last time. Let's have a look. So, okay, I think I'm, oops, no, I've gone again. Okay, I'll be back in a sec. Okay, I'm back again, and I've come back to Overworld. I think that's probably crashing because it's in a Mistcraft age, and sometimes using one mod inside a Mistcraft age, which is another mod, can cause issues. So I'm thinking that might be the cause. So I've come back to the Overworld, and I seem to be fine when I do it in the Overworld. So this guide, quite useful. It talks you through a lot of the stuff. And oh no, gone again. Okay, so I'm not going to look at the guide. Back in a sec. And we're back again. So I'm not going to look at the guide again because it seems to be crashing me. Actually, before I did that the second time there, I had a few clicks of it off camera and it was working fine. So I'm not sure what that's about. Maybe something to do with my texture pack. No idea. But I'm not going to do that again. So I'm going to shift right click and cycle that back through. So wrench and switch. Now I'm going to use a switch mostly. At some point I'm going to learn what the personal ID data link encoder does and what the field teleporter does. I think I'm going to actually use the field teleporter when I'm fighting the Wither. But yeah, for now I'm going to put it into switch mode. And basically what a switch does, it's just like a lever. It turns things on and off. And it can turn the MFFS stuff out there on and off. Now while I'm back at the base, I just want to go on a little tangent. We're back to there in just a sec. I added a bit more to the auto crafting. Now, jump back down here. I've shown you the induction smelter on a previous episode. I've added one more recipe to that. I've added hardened glass to that, obsidian dust and lead ingot, make us hardened glass. And for the obsidian dust, I also added up in the macerator up there. I've added obsidian dust so it can pulverize, it can macerate obsidian on demand. So whenever it needs it, it'll just pull some obsidian, macerate it, send it down there, make it into hardened glass. And that's because I wanted to automate the crafting of tesseracts and redstone energy cells. So I've done that. I've done that using the magma crucible and liquid transposer. I've got an ME interface here, with a couple of patterns in. First one for unattuned tesseracts. It takes one tesseract frame and 4 ender pearls. Second for a full energy cell frame, which takes an empty frame and 40 redstone. And then using the Man Factory reloaded routers again, they just determine which things go which direction. So the interface just dumps everything into this router. The router sends the frames downwards into the liquid transposer, and it sends the ender pearls or redstone to the west, red dots west, into the second one, and then the second one sends them down into the magma crucible. So you combine them, that crafting pattern there, with a couple of the actual normal crafting patterns for the bits that we need. I think they're all on this page, such as the crafting of the actual empty frames, and then the crafting of the actual tesseracts and the energy cell itself, means that I can just now click in there and craft a tesseract or a energy cell at will. Excellent. That works nice. I've tested it out a few times. I actually made another energy cell and a couple of tesseracts for the force field system. So that's where we're getting our force field energy from. Adding another frequency 3, just called it MFFS. So now we've got 3 energy tesseracts sending energy away to various places, and I think the steam boiler's keeping up. That's pretty full. It's really only filling that middle cell, by the way. As soon as that middle cell gets full, so there's a bit in that cell. Now that's going up a bit, and this one is going up. When this one gets full, it cuts the signal there and stops the system again. So as I start using more energy, this will stay on more and more. And while I'm down here, how's that doing? Okay, I turned that off again a couple of days ago, and that's gradually working through that early propolis again. I am going to automate that second alveoli at some point, like I mentioned. Right, so yeah, I just wanted to show you that. So now we can go back to the mining world and carry on with the force field. So we've got a tool, a switch. Now your switch is, let's look at the first machine here, the extractor. So I just hit it with a switch, I've turned it on. And I can turn it off again. The reason why I can do that is in here, all these machines have a little box up at the top there, and that one has it as well. In this little box you can cycle through a couple of things. There's that, which I believe looks like it's probably computer controlled. That's a guess, I'm not sure. There's that one, redstone, and there's that one, which is the switch. Now if it's on the redstone one, that one, then I'd have to put a lever on the side of this to turn it on. But because I've got them in the switch mode, all you got to do is click with your switch, and there we go. That's how you turn stuff on and off. Right, so let's look at these bits of these blocks in turn. The first one there, the MFFS extractor. That's one that you need to supply power to, and it can take MJ, buildcraft power, as you can see. Used to only be to take EU, it can now take MJ, and the guy who used to make it Thunderdark, he's given up on the modding of this mod. He's given up on developing this mod. He's passed it on to Calclavia, I hope I've said that right, who is, I think, the main modder behind the Universal Electricity mod. So she's taking it on. I say she, I don't know why, it sounds like a girl name, Calclavia. I apologise if it's a man. He or she has taken this mod on, and now it's part of the Universal Electricity setup. So it's still going to be in the Ultimate Mod Pack, I believe. I've looked on the 1.5.1 upgrade spreadsheet and it's still in there, so I think it's still going to be around, and I believe it can take the UE energy as well, so it can take all kind of energy now, rather than just, used to be just EUs, now it can take all kind of stuff. So this extractor needs power, and what we're doing this is we put in forcisium. So our forcisium goes in there and put a stack in. If we turn this on and go back into it, you'll see that it's actually using 4cesium up. There was half a 4cesium in there still. It's using 4cesium up to create what's called force energy. So we're creating force energy, and it asked me to rename it, so I just call it force field. So let's type in there. Why can't I type F? Oh. Just turning my NAI off there instead. Force field test. Let's call it that for now. And then the other thing it's got in here is that guy. I'm going to set that out for now. And there's also one of them in there. I'm going to set that out for now as well. And what we can do with these start off as blank cards. You can put them back in your crafting slot there. You can turn them back into blank cards. So I've got 4 blank cards on me. That's all I need for now, I believe. So there you go. You can see we're creating force energy by processing this 4cesium. So now we need something to use that force energy on. Before we do that, I'm just going to turn that off, and I'm just going to have another look at the recipe for that. So we're still not. There we go. We're filtered down to that again. So MFFS extractor, advanced machine block, extractor, electronic circuit. So nothing new there apart from any of the crystals that I showed you how to make. So that's all pretty straightforward. So that makes you that thing. Give it power, give it 4cesium, and you'll start building up some force energy. And it says on the front there, I think WC's work cycles, it's 19% filled towards its cap, and WE, I'm not sure, work energy perhaps, not sure what WE stands for. Nothing really suggesting what WE stands for in there. Okay, so I have to guess that means work energy possibly. Then the next thing we need, now these don't have to be touching by the way, these have got a range. This has got a range of 8, transmit range there you see, but I've got them touching, there's no need for them to be. Should I leave them there for now, but this could be 7 blocks away, alright, maybe 8 blocks away. For now I'll leave it there. We need to connect these. Now, they're not connected by touching, that's what these blank cards are for. So what I need to do is, I believe, I click on the capacitor, there we go, power link card create. What that's done is, it's turned one of these blanks into a power link, and what we do with that is, we've just installed that power link into that extractor, it's gone into that slot there. So now this and that are now connected. You see there, link device 1, nothing else has changed. So now, if we turn that on with our switch, and if we turn that on with our switch, you see that's also set to switch, you'll see that should start going up. There we go. So the force energy is getting transferred from the extractor to the capacitor. And like I said, ignore the fact that they're touching. They're not linked through touching, they're linked through that card. So that card's sending energy across to there. Well, I'm going to turn that off for now, so we don't need to send any more. And so no more is coming. This is still turned on, so it could send, but it's not connected to anything. Let's turn that off for now. Let's get another one of these blank cards. And we click on that again. I guess there's another power link. And now, if I click on there, the power link is now installed in there. Look in there, we've got a power link in there. Now, I'm going to take that back out a sec. I'm actually going to break this. I'll take that back out as well. Let's just break that with our wrench. There we go. So this is what it looks like standard. Obviously standard in my texture pack. So there's your, what's it called? Projector. Now you can set which way the projection goes via that red dot. So you can wrench that into place. So I've just got it set there for now. And depending what goes into the slots, depends what kind of force field you get. So we'll put our power link back in there. So now it's got 142 1.42 million energy. You can see that's the same figure there because this is now link device is 2. This is also now linked to that capacitor. That capacitor is like the energy bridge between these things. So this has got power it can use, but it's got no force field type. And that's what all these things, oh well, not all these things, that's what a lot of these things are. Now I made a basic one. I made the cube. That's just one of these things. Got a focus matrix. surrounded by obsidian. Now, the focus matrix I should show you quickly. Focus matrix is just refined iron, glass, a diamond. You get a stack of 64 of them. They're like the specialist MFFS material. I trip over that every time. Specialist force field material, like building material, if you will. They're going to all these, a lot of these things. Not all of them all, but they're going to a lot of these things. Making a lie of myself, they don't go into hardly any. They're going to some of them. And they actually also go into the projector itself. So the projector there, advanced machine block, advanced alloy, frequency transmit you've seen before, but they actually use 3 of them. And while I'm on there, I've not actually shown the capacitor recipe. Again, the stuff you've seen before, frequency transmitters, advanced machine block, circuits, and 4 of them. So that's all pretty straightforward. So yeah, to make a projector, you actually need some of these. So I made a stack of 64 of them. And you can see I've used 4. I used 3 making the projector itself. I used 1 making this cube module by surrounding one with 4 obsidian. So that's what gives us, when we turn this on, that is why, oops, not in switch mode because I took it to bits. Now you see when I put the thing in there, by the way, you see it gets a different pattern on the outside. It's showing us, I think that's the cube pattern it's showing us, I guess it is. So I guess that changes, that, well, I don't know, it might change, it might not. Let's make a sphere pattern, just to see. So that's the same, but the obsidian's in a different order. That makes perfect sense. So the obsidian in a diamond rather than in the corners gets us a sphere. So let's have a look at a sphere instead. And yeah, look, it changes the pattern. And we've set it to switch mode, so now if we turn that on now, we've got a sphere. It's barely a sphere because it's little, it's the smallest size possible. But there you go, that's how you create different shapes. And then if we're looking here, we've also got a cube, which we've seen, we've got wall, and tube. Not sure what deflector does. I'm not sure what all these do yet, to be honest. I apologise. But so a wall you could use. You can have a small wall set. You could use it as a door, and you can use a switch to get in and out and stuff. Or you could have it set to redstone and you have a wireless transmitter, receiver setup, or remote. You can use these for doors and stuff as well. The one we're going to actually use is neither of these basic ones. There's an advanced cube. And the advanced cube, instead of being circle, right, how do I explain this better? The cube and the sphere, as you've seen, when I turn that on, is centered around the actual projector. So the projector is right in the center of this. If I was to use the advanced, where's the advanced? It's around here somewhere. They all look very similar. Come on, where are you? Advanced cube, there it goes. If you use the advanced cube, I believe it sets the cube at the bottom of the cube starts at the bottom, if that makes sense. So rather than the projector being in the center, the cube will be on top of the projector. Then there's also an even better one that we're going to use, called containment, and that's one of these matrices with 8 obsidian around. So let's make one of them. Now I think this is the one we're going to make our proper build out of. So let's turn that off. Let's swap that for a containment, and let's hope this don't kill me. So containment, I believe, goes in the direction you've set using your wrench, like so. So this should put me inside the cube, I hope. It's a tiny one. Well, that's little, isn't it? Up in there. Why do you grow like that? Okay, so I don't really get what containment does yet. I need to play around with that a bit more. So the next thing we need to look at is, sorry, I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. I was expecting an 8x8 cube. But, so I don't know what that's about. Let's face that this way. turn that on again. So that's just still a little 2x2. Okay. Interesting. Let's turn that off. So the next thing we need to start looking at is how to manipulate the size of these things. So let's get that off, get my wrench out my hand. The next thing we can do is, if we look at these, you see that they've got different things around them for upgrading sizes and stuff. Now I believe this can take slots all around there, and also something to consider is upgrading this transmit range. So if we actually wanted our force field down in the basement, but we wanted our control up in the, let's say, sub basement right below the factory, we need to upgrade this range quite a lot. The range is only 8, it's not very good. So some of the other things I brought here is all the things that we need to upgrade our range quite significantly, and that's that pattern there. What that does, it gives us range upgrade. Now each range upgrade adds 8. So what I've done is I made a stack of 9, which gets us to the maximum transmit range of 80. So now this guy, let's take the bits out of him. This guy no longer has to be up here. One break. Why are you no break? It broke before. There we go. So now that's got a nice big range of 80. So I don't think we're going to get right down to the bottom of there, but we can, for example, come over here, place that down, put our card in there, and it's linked because it's in range. So we can have our force field, well away. We can have our projector well away from our actual power. That's because I'm hitting that, that's why I got it. Okay, that's interesting. So we can have our projector well away from our power, so that's why we're going to be able to have our projector down in the basement, away from the actual power. For now, let's take that back out. Let's take this back over there again. Come on, come with me, you. There we go. Let's go back over here. Now the next thing that I need to make is to look at how we upgrade the size of this thing. So I'm going to cut the camera and get the next bits ready. And I'm probably going to move this to the basement. Now you know roughly how it works. So I'm going to move this around, get set up there, and I shall see you in a bit. Okay, we're back at the base, and I had a little bit of a change of plan here. What I've done is I've got rid of the energy tesseract over there, because we've got a nice range upgrade, so we can actually connect this directly to our power. So what I've done is I've put the MFFS extractor down there. You can see it's working away, using up 4 cesium. I've got my power link in there, so it's linked to the capacitor. So actually, the capacitor is linked to 2 devices, transmit range of 80, because I've got my 9 upgrades in. And on the back here, I put an export bus with a bit of 4 cesium in it. And that's actually, because this is all part of my main system, of course, that's actually keeping that stocked full of 4 cesium, so I don't have to worry about refilling that. That's automatic. Easy as easy as you can imagine. Straight away, that's fully automated. So now all I need to do is jump down here, and I put this there for now, but don't want to be there. Now, one thing that I have noticed is I can't seem to get that on the top, and I can get it on the sides, not on the top. Don't know why. But I'm going to move that. Now I'm going to take my projector module out and my power link. Oh, and that's some of the stuff popped out there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break that with that, and I'm going to have it in this wall. Now I want it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I think 8 and 9. I'm going to have it there. So I'll put that in the wall, just there, like so. And now I can put them back in. So I want my containment back in, and I want, of course, my power link, so now it's linked, and I want my control. Excellent. So now, if I turn this on, where's my, there it is. If I turn this on, you'll see all it does at the minute is put a little tool block out of there. And I can't turn it back off, because I'm an idiot. So I turn that back off, like so. So now, let's look at these things. So, get back to our thing there. I don't know why that was turned off. So we've got a couple of things. I made another stack of 64 of these guys, because I'm going to need some. And I made some of these guys. I made some field modulator distance, field modulator strength. Now, one of these adds distance. So the one called distance, let's use one of them. Field modulator distance, let's put that in. That goes there like that. So now, if we turn our thing on, you see it stepped out one. So that's good, we want that. I want a gap in between here and the wall. And then our other one, field modulator strength, you'll see, turn this on off again. Now it's 3 long instead of 1 long. So that's good. So I actually want a few of them in there, so let's turn that off. Still isn't looking much like a containment field though, is it? So let's put 3 still ain't going to be good enough. Let's make some more of them. So look at the recipes for these. The distance one is just 6 of them guys, and then the range one is 9. So we've got 3. I want another 3, I think. So let's sort this out. CB 1, 2, 3. Is that enough? 4. Let's go 4. So let's put them in there. So now we've got 7 in there. That's probably getting there. That's going to be a wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want a couple more. Now I'm probably going to need to make some more of these now. That's probably a brick camera. I've got to make another stack of them because I made too many of these things. But there we've got 9 of them. Still don't look anything like a force field does it? All it is a big LAN. And the reason for that is because we had to add more stuff. Now, if we're looking here, we've also got these 4 slots actually around the force field. And what can go in there is these. So you don't have to make these into anything. They just go straight in there. So we put 1 in each. So we'll look at 1 in each does. 1 in each. What's happened? 1 in each has created a little small contained area. So you see each one of them has widened the field in each direction. So all we need to do is determine which direction is which. So let's take 3 of them back out. 2, 3. Put that on again. So you see there, top one actually lines up with the top. Makes sense. So we now know which way is which. So for example, I want to go 8 this way, didn't I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to go 7 this way. So let's turn you off. Let's put 7 of them to that side. So we want 7 to that side as well. Turn this back on. And that's not the side that I thought the second one was. But we're getting there, we're getting there. I'm going to want 1 down. So we can put the 1 down in. Interesting, okay, I thought that had sent 7 that way as well. Okay. 1 down. So now we've got a small contained area in there. So now all I need to do is get a few more of them, which I shall do off camera really quick. And raise the height of this. And I actually thought it'd send it that way as well, but it doesn't. That's interesting. So that actually works. Okay, of course, because there's not 5 slots, there's 4, so there's that way, then up and down. Right, okay, so I probably where do I actually want that then? I probably want that a bit further this way. So I'll cut camera, back in a bit. Probably running a bit long, I apologise. Back in a bit. Okay, I'm back with another stack of them. So I think we're going to leave this where it is for now. We'll put that back because we can actually access it from out here now. Because we've got our one slot space in there. So I want some more height on it. So let's go 10 on the height. Oh, hang on. I thought I'd put 7 in there, but I obviously hadn't. I'd put 1 in there. Right, let's have a look at that. What's that give us? Excellent, that's what I'm after. So that's maybe not quite. Well, that's probably big enough. So it's a bit intense of colour there, isn't it? That's probably, I don't know if that's my texture pack that gives it that colour. Okay, that's good. I like that. That looks fine. Let's have a look in there. See how much power it's taking. It's taking nearly 1,000 to kind of tick by the look of it. I think we're good there. Now, the only thing we need to do now is work out how to get in and out of it. Now, to do that, we need to do a couple of things. So I looked at when I was off camera a minute ago. One thing we need to do is this thing there. It's important. What that's telling us is that's saying that nothing can pass through the wall. It's got 3 settings. It looks like I can't do it while it's turned on. Let's just turn that off a second. Got 3 settings. It's got that one, nothing can pass. That one, anything can pass. Then that one, which is based on a security station setting, which is that thing, which we don't have. So what I'm going to do is set it to that one. Now let's turn it back on. And now, let's get rid of them torches. Got the way torch. And you. Probably you. Is that enough? Let's turn that back on. It's a bit dark in it. Let's get these torches. Just so for now. I'm going to put a raft lamp up above this, but just for now, let's do that. So now I've set that wall to let things through. What we can do is we can change our multi-tool to a field teleporter. What that'll do is just let me in. Excellent. And now I can hit the walls. They don't hurt me. I'm in here. I can get in here with our wither. I'm going to change the size of this, I think, a little bit. I'm going to make it a bit deeper and a little bit lower. But next episode, I'm going to start off by killing a wither in here. So for now, I think we're nearly done. It's not as pretty as direwolves. I want to learn a bit more about this, but it's functional. It's going to keep the wither contained. And it's to play with the size a bit, make it a bit more of a friendly size. And yeah, I'll start next episode with a fight in there. So for now, as always, thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for any likes, comments, subscriptions, anything like that. Oh, well, I remember, someone, what was it? I think it was Frappy Daleks, asked me a question whether I like Android or Apple. And I replied with, I don't actually have a phone, but it got me thinking, if there's anything you want to know about me, up to I think nearly 700 subscriptions. If there's anything you want to ask, send me a message with a question and ask me. And if I get to 1,000 subscribers, which I may or may not ever do, if I get to 1,000 subscribers, I'll do an episode where I answer all the questions. So if that's something you'd like to, anything you want to know about me, I think they call them Ask Me Anything. I'm going to call it Ask Me Stuff, an AMS. Ask me stuff. Anything you want to know, ask, and I'll probably answer. And I'll do that if I ever get to 1,000 subs. So yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Hope you join me next time. See you soon. Cheers. Bye.